99.7 DJX, the Ben Davis and Kelly K Show podcast. Turn it up. On demand.
If you ever want the opinion of someone else, someone who's not involved in your situation, to weigh in on your situation, just come to us. Send us a message at Ben and Kelly Show, and we'll try to help you out, okay?
I'm sure there are people out there that have had the same situation. Yeah, can maybe help.
Kelly, you got this one?
Yep. She writes, my husband and I are expecting our first child in 4 months. We're super excited. The problem is that my brother and his girlfriend are expecting their second baby 2 months after us. And we're both really angry about it.
Oh.
I know I should be happy, but this particular brother has a history of constantly trying to one-up me and do things just because I'm doing them.
Okay.
Like, I really think he planned this so that they could try to do a dual baby shower and cash in on our gifts, which would not be out of character.
Oh.
So my question is twofold. First of all, how do I get over the anger about this? And how do I politely tell my brother, since I know he'll ask, that I do not want a dual baby shower?
Oh, dang. Okay. 502-571-9970. Here's the thing. I don't have enormous issues with my sisters. I have 3 younger sisters.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine this, honestly.
So that whole sibling rivalry thing is kind of lost on me.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like my sister doing something like, I'm going to have a baby, you know, just to spite you, or what, to mess up your timeline. The whole thing is weird to me.
I got messages on Facebook already. Marina says, you're pregnant. Try not to create more stress on yourself by anticipating what may happen. Why don't you focus on you and your baby and the joy that comes from preparing the nursery and make your home for your new addition?
Yeah, I mean, she should be happy about both babies. She should be happy for herself. She should be happy for her brother.
I mean, because I'm just kind of always of the idea of, man, just let it go. Like, let it go. But I don't know. I mean, if this is a thing, it really gets under your and your husband's skin. 502-571-9970. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, especially if you are kind of in that same sibling rivalry with your brother or sister, like how you approached it.
Jennifer chimed in on Facebook. Okay, I understand you totally. First off, you can't control anyone, so you have to realize they will do whatever they want with their lives. If they got pregnant because you did, oh well. Now your baby will have a cousin close in age to play with. That's a really good point to focus on. Focus on your own pregnancy. Forget theirs. Second, if he asked, tell him this is your time to shine with your baby, and they can have their own time some other day. If he insists, then you stop everything and say, no, I will not be sharing this with you, and walk away. You spoke your piece.
At Ben and Kelly Show, it's group therapy. Man, sibling rivalry, when it's over a baby and the birth of babies, that can get a little bit sticky. Like Kelly and I have both said, neither one of us really have sibling rivalry in our own family, so this is kind of foreign.
No, and you know what? I was actually pregnant at the same time with my sister, but there was enough time, you know, she was due way before my daughter was due. So I was very newly pregnant. She was, you know, very, very pregnant. But I get when you feel like this is a really super exciting moment and you want kind of the attention to be on your new addition to the family.
Yeah, because it's your first.
Exactly. And then if you feel like your brother's rolling in with baby number 2, like, hey, me too.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Vanessa wrote, I had this exact issue with my sister. Our daughters are 7 weeks apart, and it doesn't, and it doesn't end after they're born. She always wants to do joint parties, and when I say no, she waits for me to send the invites for my daughter's party and plans her daughters for the same day at the same time.
Oh, that's savage and evil.
The anger will always be there unless you just let it go. But
well, and ultimately the kids suffer because then, you know, you don't want the kids to be caught up in the middle of this. It's not their fault. And they also want their own individual time to shine.
Yeah. And now, Krista, you have a similar situation?
Yeah, my sister-in-law and I had a very similar situation to this where we were due days apart.
Oh, wow.
And it was both our first, and I 100% regret the situation because we got really petty and we didn't speak for a really long time.
Aww.
And we didn't even see each other's kids for the first year of their life.
And so now, looking back, how long ago was this?
It was almost 5 years ago, and now me and her are super close. We've let it all go. Our kids, they're cousins and they're best friends. So
now, I guess the question is, how did you get over it?
Well, she accidentally planned her daughter's first birthday on my son's first birthday.
Uh-huh.
And so I called her out on it. We got in a huge fight, and then we just talked it out. And she was like, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. And then so that got us talking about everything. So I would just say she really just needs to let it go before it gets into something like that.
Okay, well, I really appreciate you sharing your situation. Krista, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. A lot of people are texting in and saying, look, second baby doesn't get a baby shower. Is that the case?
Most, it's like a little sprinkle. Like for us, with our second child, it was a different gender. So we just kind of had a little sprinkle, like bring me girl clothes. Because we already had all the gear with our boy. So sometimes that happens. But they're right. First baby, should have the shower. And if it's a second baby and if it's like a different gender, I understand sometimes you have a little sprinkle just for, get some clothes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, and so I guess if we're moving on from this, do we always come back to communication?
Yes, absolutely.
We got to be communicating.
Like a lot of people pointed out too the fact that he hasn't actually brought up the dual shower yet,
oh, yeah.
So she might be making an issue out of something that's not an issue. But if he does bring it up, then just say, it's our first, and we kind of want it to be about this baby.
Yeah,
and just But yes, communication, it really comes down to it. If you feel animosity with your brother, air it out. Because these two babies should be able to grow up together and be close, their family. So, don't stand in the way of that. Like, let's mend some fences now.
Am I just naive in thinking that someone would have a baby just to spite their sibling?
Well, a lot of people were pointing that out like, well, that'd be kind of dumb if you're going to do that.
Right. I mean, because that's a lifelong commitment. That's a lifelong commitment.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people pointing out 18 years. It's a lifelong commitment.
Right.
It's way past 18 years. So, if that was your sheer motivation for having the kid, we need to look at your life choices.
Okay. If you missed out on your opportunity to comment and you really got something to say, you can up at our Facebook page at Ben and Kelly Show.